Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining in on this after it's been live. You'll be the first to hear. I'm just going to be setting up my room today because I tore it down. There we go. I just want to try and get some good visual. I'm going to start with putting my sheets away here. Might as well, right? Ooh. Get some incense going. Good stick. I'm curious. This is what I do for my stick. You see all that? Just put it in there and light it up. I can really hear myself on this. I got my microphone right over there. All right. Okay, so there we go. There we go. That must be better. And that thing, I'm powerful. Zoom out or zoom in. Here's my bag of clean laundry. I use several different things. First thing I do is before I grab my laundry is have clean hands. First thing I did before I even come into my studio is clean my hands because I don't know where I've been. Here are my headrests. We're gonna have fun today. I'm having a boring video of how I put my foot together. You guys can watch this, or you may go ahead and skip through each thing I do. Say, oh, you're a massage therapist. Just watch what I do. If you work with this type of linen in your business, this will be a great way to give you ideas of how I take care of myself. Always air them out. All that, I know. Several different kinds. This way here you can have nylon. It's just more cozy, so it's softer. Cotton. These are 100% cotton. So if people don't want me to use the nylons, they're softer. The thing is, those are the same sheet, same fabric as the sheet itself. And I've never had any problem with it. I use black because hides makeup. Makeup. It's just best. While I'm here, I'm trying to just be upright. I'm not trying to, if you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm trying to make sure my head and neck, breathe through this. Don't breathe through this, you're going to exhaust yourself mentally, physically. Stay upright and relax the whole time. Absolutely. It doesn't matter how this goes. always make sure that they're already, just the way I want to put it on my headrest. Now, this is my basket of headrests. I'll take out what's left over, and I'm going to take these guys, scrunch, and then put it in there, kind of like that, kind of scrunch it in there. And then just like lift up like tissue paper, and then I'm going to take this stuff and air it out because they were on the bottom, right? We just wanted to make sure that they were good still. Yep, sure, because they were on the bottom, and you just got done replacing them. So make sure that the fabric didn't somehow get worse. And that one just fell on the floor, so I will not be so easy to get like the carpet fabric off these things. So I'm like, all right, so there you go. And then I'll scrunch that in, and you just pick it up like a tissue paper out of your basket. That's how I have my face rest. Now this right here is great stuff as well. Look, let's get this on a little bit. I'm going to start with the big one here. One second. So I have a table here, and I do coconut fiber brush. And I'm just going to, because I kind of shook that out right there. Works great on the sheets. Now I'm going to separate. I'm going to put the this on the inside. All right, and then we're going to go like that, and then there we go. First one's done. Look for the big ones. Shake it out. Stretch out. Stretch out on the inside. Flat. Go. That's all the big ones. So I'm going to do. I have two different size rags. I used to roll these. Now I just like, nah, not anymore. That takes such a long time. Yes, I used to roll them, pretty them up in the drawer. But you know what? That's the big one. I go through so many, so quickly because I use them. I give them to clients to use to scratch their eyes and faces and get their eyelashes out that got it in there. I don't allow anyone use their hands in my client. Oh, I know. So I'm going to grab this one right here and scratch this edge that I just got right now. Now I'm going to use this rag on the inside of this for the rest of my session. And I'm just going to go ahead and scratch all my itches because I'm not going to touch my face and touch my eyes. So I don't do that. So I use a rag to scratch my itches and work that eye out, if something happens, and fix myself. And then I'll put this rag right back down on my spot and grab it later. That way I'm never touching it. And I also give the client a rag because some clients, they're scratching. They itch. They do. Or they're like, oh, they use something to get on their eye and they're requesting for a tissue. But these Belfied rags work a lot better to cleanse all of this and take out problems. So you can avoid itchy eyes, scratchy eyes, dry eyes. If you use a rag, it prevents that. And or a handkerchief. I use handkerchiefs. In fact, here I'll show you. I always keep my handkerchief in my pocket so I can work my stuff out and scratch my itches so I'm not using my hands. Hands touch everything. They touch what you touched. They touch what someone else touched. And you don't know what they touched, So that's one thing I do. So that's nice and neat, right? Absolutely. So I'm going to come over here where I got my drawer. Yeah. All right. Got my tools here. Oh, we got some of these. Good. Shake them out. These are the. All right. Now these were on the bottom, so I'm going to put them on the top. These were my bigger ones. Nice and neat in the drawer. There we go. Ta-da. Now the one thing I need to do is organize my bottom drawer. What a nice day for this, right? Because I got to put those 2 rags in here anyways. So what I have in here are my other drapings. So, and when I use to drape with these guys is spa drapes for people who don't want a big blanket, you know, and they want something also not so much. So I'll just ride over them. Okay, and I'll use a smaller one for the top. All right, you know, so that's one way to drape. It's really nice, feels great. I have these guys for that. So I got to redo these ones right here. And they got just all cluttered up into the things. Like I keep messing with it. So it's always good to take it out, air it out, and then refold everything nice and neat. Especially if you haven't used them in a while. Thing is, though, they don't freaking get out oiled very well. I would like to get some new towels. They're just staying forever. Oh, now you can see how nice that's at, right? Absolutely. Just have 4 of those. And here, got all these. These are also for spa drapes. So bam, nice drape right there. You can also choose to have it that way. And of course, for the top drape, there's for bigger ladies, average, and of course, we want to basically just work at it. So there's my other draping option. You know, we can also tee it up right there for you as well. So I need to fix these guys up. Oh, you guys didn't see that? There we go. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Or this way, and nice and soft, protective, good drape. I'll have a sheet, of course. Just cleaning up. I don't do up. Always keep that on the inside. On the inside. There we go. Fix these guys up. Organization, right? Gotta pretty this place up a good bit. I'm gonna use that as a rag. Little thing. That's it, maybe. Else. Fix them all up. Air them out. That's how you air them out. Do you air out your own linen in your linen closet at home? If you haven't been doing that and it's been sitting for months, I guarantee you it's not going to be smelling right. I use Gain. It's not going to do that. Yeah, that stuff is the worst stuff on the planet next to Tide. Use free and clear if you have to. Use nice, good powder stuff that you find at the grocery. I use that stuff. Stuff that's great. Here's how much I want in there. See, I'm almost done with this, and we're going to move on to the next thing I need to organize and get done with. Put these ones away. Thank you guys for viewing, coming in here and watching. Not playing any music. I know that. I don't want to lose any licensing or when because this one goes. I'll be saving this video for everyone to watch. Just going to be quick about this. Last two. Oh, and that's not all that I use these for. It's not just with the spa drape. I almost forgot. Here's my headrest. And I'll do this. There you go. Nice little opening. If you ever run out of headrests, it's a nice option. You know? All done with that. Oh, look at that. Moved. All right, moved it all. You gotta pay attention. Next is to get my throws on. And I rolled up, which is really great. It's gonna be really fun, won't it? Where's some water? Let's see. Oh, that works. Hope you guys can hear me just fine. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put this right over here. That's the microphone. Why am I using a microphone instead of a little piece? Well, you guys are gonna hear everything, I hope. That includes when I work with my sound bath. And I did forget to. I forgot my wand. I brought everything else in, so you guys get to see all of my sound bath instruments when I set that up later. Except one piece in the car. Forgot to bring it. Everyone gets to choose a top throw for themselves. I have stripes, and I have pumpkins, and I have good print, colors. You can see the variety. I keep the prints over there. I also got candy cane, even apple wave. That's a good choice for the ladies. And they like the pumpkin as well. I have a beautiful array of these throws. These here, I got two of these because they go, I mean, it's really a good choice. Even got camels right here, green and orange plaid, and I have a lot of these as well because these are made of polyester. Understand? I will be changing these out to full cotton. All right, and this right here is also made of overseas India. It's a beautiful fabric, very light, very airy. All right, and me. All right, and I have 6 of those, and people get to choose that. People do love the prints, but I also will be changing. Let's get to the next one, and it doesn't matter where I place these. That's gonna make sure that it's the inside goes on the inside of the fold. It just looks better that way. Yes, I can tell a difference. That includes the thread. And you see how I'm moving here is moving with precision, and then I am breathing through this. Doing proper body movement and body mechanics. Keeping my head up. Relaxing it. Air these out. They've been in a bag for 2 days. I know. I wasn't here yesterday. Didn't have any work, and one of my renters drives today. I was playing a video game, and he went and played Star Wars Lego, and then oh man, we got to take a break from them, and we got into Borderlands 4. That was fun. So that's what I was preoccupied with all day yesterday. All the way to midnight. That was fun. It's been a while since I gamed like that. So feels great to have it like not just online. It's not online. Thank you all for just hanging around. I'll be moving on into organize my oil section. Stuff to prepare to go get washed. I will not like that. I'll just do that last. Because I have to clean them. There's a lot of massage therapists out there that will use a dishwasher. No for me. Jets just splash everywhere. It weighs 13 gallons of water for several stones. I have a lot of stones. I'll just hand wash them. Make sure they're, proper. I don't use much water. I turn the water on and off. Soaping. Don't run water. Get lower into the bag. That's a nice spot. I'm not going to be spending the time folding sheets because I don't ever fold my sheets. I will show one fold, how I fold my sheets and how I roll my sheets. So I'll do 2 of those. I'm not going to do that. It's because I just go through them so fast that it takes like 30 minutes to fold or roll, sheets. So I just leave them in the bag. Got one more. This is also a favorite. And this is one of my favorites too. I love the color. It's got a good design. It's not as hot as the others because you can see the stitching. Yeah. Allows airflow. This is the heated table, but during summertime I leave it off. So the first time it says, I want food. So yeah, there you go. That was the last of the throws. Oh, you can tell I put my blues up here and my other colors down here to match up. Same thing. Here I'll put my grays, blues, more grays, but they're not stripes. These are gray stripes. These are gray squares, square circles. Another type of native print right here. This is another one of my favorite blankets that I have right here that I must show. All right. This is doesn't have a padding on it. I don't remember, but it's natural, and that's what it'll look like on the table. Very airy. A lot of guys like this. I like this. Is one of my main blankets that I use myself. I really like it there. Of course, I'll have a flap like that, but this is a really nice blanket. Very easy to work with. I'm gonna try to find another one. I'm working on it. Replacing all of these guys into new vibrant colors. Natural stuff. All right. You guys are in luck. I'm going to show you guys how I do my sheets. Go ahead and redirect this. So first I'll show the first way, which is folding. After I'm done folding, I'm going to do a roll. After I do a roll, I'm going to show you how I make my table with these sheets. All right. It's like really nice. I developed the system, and everyone's like still think it's too complicated. Those who I bring over and fold the sheets, like I don't know how to do that. So yeah. So right now I'm going to go like that. I'm going to make sure I have plenty of slack right here. My slack is about like hand width, right? 5 to 6 inches. All right, now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you guys at a low level how I go ahead and fold the sheet. But once I roll it, I'll put it away. I want to roll it and make a sheet. So we're going to do this first. Always about doing it in the right direction. Now I'm going to come over to this end. Unhinge, pull the sheet nice and tight, and then I'm going to go like that. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the end result, but you're definitely going to see this end when I get to that last piece for sure. Unhinge, roll over, and you see how I did this. Nice and straight down. And go down right there to that first hole. Tighten, tighten, there. Sheet. Let me show you all the way around. And a little bit more. Right? Look at a distance. And you can see here that it's nice and good, right? This side was not tightened up enough. I'm going to do that. I got a pretty face. Go over here. Now I'm going to show you how I tighten this that way. I'm pretty fast. So I want to put it right here. Nice little tut. And see it's nice and loose. I'm going to redo this. That's all it takes. So you always pull from right here on this inside. And then you adjust that so that it's right. And then tighten. There we go. And you need to coconut brush. Any fuzzies from the wash, make sure you just take those on out. Coconut fiber brush, really nice. And you can see how nice and good that's nice and tight. There we go. And nobody cares about wrinkles. It's going to get wrinkled anyways. So that looks great. So you can see how nice and tight that fabric is. Nice and good. Has good ends. Go around one more time. And this is over that as well, so that way you can see that it's hiding that right there. So that's the reason why I make sure it's plenty of space. And you can see I have that nice and tight in there. And I do want to redo that because, yeah. And you see here, it should look like this over here. And you see that right there. Looks really nice. Nice and tight. Yeah. So it has a nice little drape here. You can steam iron your stuff if you get someone to do it for you. Not doing it. Yeah. Nice and tight. Let's do a wide angle here. So that is how I like to have my table for every single client. So nice and on there. Cool, huh? All right, let's put this back up and let's go ahead and fold and roll. That way I can give you guys a wonderful look. So there we go. That's how I pull it out. No need to unhinge that. You're gonna unhinge it anyways when you put the new sheet in. And you don't want also dirty, just grab dirty sheet and then touch your roll. Don't touch it without clean hands. That way you stop getting grease on the bloody thing. All right, so move this to behind me. First thing I want to do is I want long end become short end. You know. Oh, that's why. I had that turned around the wrong way up here, and I'm actually rolling it up. All right. All right, so there we go. Now I'm able to make sure it does not touch the ground. If you're doing laundry and your sheets are touching the ground, you need to rewash your sheets. That's all I gotta say. Now I'm going to just fold it and make sure to do this. So, and the reason why is because you notice that this is all crinkled. It usually is. That's what happens with all the sheets. It's crinkled. All right, so I just want to flatten that out, and then I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to do this. Now that's on top of that, and this is on the inside. You don't let it go over the lip. Just make sure it's on. And then do your very first thing. All right. What that does is it prevents more wrinkles. I'm going to go back on the inside. Now this is where you can do either roll or fold. So for the fold, I'm going to come over here and bring that on the inside. Let it touch. Doesn't matter anymore. Actually, a little bit below it. A little bit below it. These are kind of thick. These are kind of thick. So you want to make sure they're not bunching up on top of each other. So that's okay on the inside. So this is flapping over too much. So make sure it's on the inside. It's okay to flatten it now. Onto the inside. There we go. And there we go. I'll have a rectangle like this. This is how I'll have it. It looks really nice. Yay. That's how I do my folding my sheets. And then I'll just like go. No need. So for folding, for rolling, all right, I'll make sure that I bring this to here, halfway point, just like I did, right? Right. But the thing is though, I want to start rolling over here, but make sure that I do not roll it harshly. I just want to start doing it that way for a good, I know, right? And then there we go. And then you can just stack. And they'll stack flat, so they won't roll around. They really will do that. So here we go. Nice, beautiful. Right? And those ugly edges are being seen. Right? That's what you don't want. You can just, there you go. Nice, huh? So that is how I do my rolls. So on the inside, you can also do this, like get it up halfway. Now right there is great too. And then do your roll. And then you have it. But really beautiful, nice, and then you stack it into your drawer over there, which I'm not going to do. It's going to get used. It's like that. So I have plenty of sheets to work with, right? Yes. What I do is I'll just leave them in my clean bags until a bag empties, and then put a plastic bag in and put the dirty in there. And just make sure, you got an itch, use the rag. All right, move this up. We're done with the laundry. Let's go ahead and get my bowls together because I messed with those already a long time ago, like a few days ago. So we're gonna mess with my bowls. We're gonna get all that set up. Let's get this over here. Wide view. All right. I also gotta put my salt lamp together. Here, my salt lamps. I'll start on this side. The other ones are. All right. Let's hydrate. Now, one of the few things I have in my studio is always a pair of scissors. Yep. And what I'm going to do is, this is the one that's it's really, oil stained. So, and once I start depleting one style of things that I bought, I'll literally, once I get stained up, it's hard to find some good stuff or go out there and just want to spend money on it. So what I'm going to do is turn this into a rag. So I'm going to do that real quick. And I'll use it for dusting. I'll use it. This is a good rag to use to, find solid wood, and make sure, it doesn't get dusty in here at all. But yeah, first thing I did was cut off those edges because I don't like a rag with edges. All right. I'm going to just reduce this by half. You're like, I don't see a thing. It's okay. Half. All right. I'm going to do that first to get it out of here. That's the reason why I did that, because I want it out of the way. I don't want to just put it away and deal with it later. Deal with it now. Move on to the next thing. So, see, now I got that cut up. I'll be using that for installing my wood, my stuff here. All of that, and all of that. Yep. So, good rags to do that. So I'm gonna get my sound bowls together. All right, I gotta move all this stuff out of the way and get my saw back working and all that. I'm just dangling everywhere. All right, gotta move these over here off the rug. Good. Go plug this in. All right, gotta get this go under the rug, under that rug. Try to get this way over here where it will be under my seat. And I'm gonna plug this on this side, plug this on this side. Get most of that underneath. And this is wrapped around on. It's heavy. And you gotta balance it like a bouncing rock. All right, get that on. And then Hide that stuff. Bend that wire a little bit. Straight. That looks better, doesn't it? All right. Nice. Got that much done. Not bad, huh? Oh, I gotta turn this down real quick. I'm pretty loud. Yeah. Okay, good. I have a lot of things here. I have many of these guys. Yeah. I really got a lot of these. And these are one of my newest ones here. And out of all my sound baths, which one do you think sounds the best? Belt, skinny rod belt one. Got the hard belt right here on the this right here is another by artists. Sounded good. That's really great. That's that. This guy. So I would like for your guys' judgment of what sounds better. But for me, what sounds the best is this one. It's been the range to quietest to loudest is right here. Quietest, loudest, but you know, and it takes precision. You know, copper bowls, I still have to test that reasoning of sound variation. Do it just glide across, glide across the frost, and this is the best one. All right, so let's put those right here. We'll invest in another silicone one. All right, let's put my coppers over here. And, oh, all right, other bowls out. This is how you put bowls together when you need to carry them really fast. Oh, yay. I know. Yes, it does make a difference. All right. There you go. I'm setting that all up. Look at that. All right. First thing I'm supposed to do is turn on the charger. There on the charger. There we go. How's that? Go ahead. Needs to be charged. Absolutely. Let's do this. This is with the leather. I have to really pay attention on these ones because I only have that much distance comparable to the distance to allow my bowl to sing. And it's not that. Trying to put the hand here and put it here for some reason. It also sticks. It also sticks. Every granule of the frost. It does, however, give my sound to go really high, really fast. I mean, that's the only thing I'll say that's good about it. It will allow me to go high, but it also hear that? It does that. So even though they say that this is probably the greatest wand to sing your bowls, I'll give it a 2 because maybe it was not meant for frosted bowls. I'll say a 2 on frosted bowls. 1 star extra for getting it to like really high, really loud, but then you can't go any higher. Now there's this guy here, which is especially without. That's a good ding to it. Comparable to this guy has a lower ding to it. Hear that? I mean, yeah, it's not. And then there's also the silicone. Silicone also gives it a lower. It's like in between the leather and the felt. With a little mallet. I'll smooth out the bottom part right here and really shine it and see how it does and not reverberate off of that. I mean, yeah. So let me try for a smell. I lost my grip there. Start over. Changed my hand. Oh, my hand was on. It was on my hand wrong. Silicone is the number one. I get 5 stars for silicone wands. It's just you won't go back to any other, right? Nice. Sounds really good. Let's see if you can hear me. I'm going to try each one on this singing copper bowl. The heart chakra, this little one here, can somewhat sing. The throat chakra here, little one here, that's not at all. Has a good sound. It's good for restorative sound baths because you want really light sound. I hope you heard that on the microphone. I got that. I want to start I hear that. Let me bring the microphone over here. It's very low. This is good for people who are in a session. I'm doing sound therapy with massage. I'll put this on their body, on their belly or their back. And I'll put the heart chakra above that and the throat chakra above that and just work the sound. Listen ahead and see. Now let's do felt. You heard that, right? The thick felt. It slides here and there, so it's not like getting in full contact with the whole time. Just try it out. I'm still feeling it sliding too much, and so it's not keeping this sound level from pitching. And I'm going to try the leather one right here. It does bring the sound up a lot, but it's still, you know, I mean, I'm holding on to the stick really hard now. I let go. Oops. I'm not holding onto the stick, just the pad. I'll hold onto the stick harder. Yeah, you got to really grip this stick really hard, like because of this foam pad right on this on here, it prevents me from. I'll literally just tear this off and put on basically a cloth grip because that way I can just hold on to the stick itself to keep the stick from vibrating. You don't want the stick to vibrate, and this foam pad on here is preventing me from holding the stick tight in my hands. You know, to keep the vibration of the stick at a minimum. You know, yeah, I'll probably tear that off. But let's try my. Oh, I already heard this thing. It also, when I hit the bowl, and then contacted it with it, it gave me the best result. All I want this to do is to give the vibration and the frequency to the person individually when I'm singing the bowl in a C note. When I bang it, it's an F note, F note 3. Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do some of this here. I'm going to use this note and this one until I get my second. Nice. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Now, when you guys are joining me on that, it's time to start doing more stuff. And I'm here to basically bring a lot of my books. Some more books. Just this way. That way you can watch me put some books up. There we go. Okay. So I need to clean my tea review. I need to clean this for you. Move all this out of the way. That works. Oh man. This is my little tea set. got here, I'm gonna put up two of these stars. This right here is a book on this project. Morals and dogma. Here we have the Novum this print. Here is another book. Roman ritual. One of my most favorite books of all time. Right here. Is this is the books away that were sealed. Well, here's another one of my oldies. This is final one. Printed in 1890. Organization. And of course, we need to protect it. All right. What was in these boxes? Oh. Oh. Here. All set. Nice. Let me show you guys what I did. So of course I'll put the big book here next to the book here, and here I'll have. There we go. Nice setup. That's a little thing. Beautiful, right? Yeah. So there. Nice. Oh, I gotta move that TV. Oh, there you go. This is where I keep a lot of That's all good. So this and maybe place for this one. See? That are. Got a little. Nice, huh? Not as loud. Make sure you have two different variations. One nice and easy, nice and loud. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I gotta work on that side. But first I have to go ahead and go this side. So let's do that next. It'll be the easiest time to do it. Get to this right. it. Lord. Ash, ta-da. Gotta get a new candle. I also have them sell that. I know. That way the light. No. Oh, sell something. I would love to put it all around the window edges and the black spot, the black area because it's black. Black eye always down. So I do it with sun. That way it. I gotta get yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's all clean. So good to have my room looking good. Absolutely. I'll be back tomorrow. There we go. All that is done. Set up. Now I have to go through that area, which is a lot, right? Absolutely. Let's do this. Turn off all these. Don't want to waste the battery. Yeah. Once I get this fully furnished and done, I'll be able to do a full showing. Those are drop off. And remember, here's the sheets. So I'll put that there. Only have a few sheets left in here, so I'm gonna put that in there. Screen. We'll need these out. Here. Here. I know. I got my downtown scooter here. That's where I put it. I know, right? Bring this back up. I know, I hit some of my stuff. Okay, I get my paperwork done. I'll do it all right there. This bag I use to carry everything. And my little chair.
This is all my miscellaneous stuff.
I'm almost done here. Disinfectant spray. Rug. Pillows. On the poops. Spray it on the pillows. Spray it on. That works. Oh, this guy. Absolutely. That's good. I got so much better. I know, right? Disinfectant spray. Haven't done that in a while, so we'll do it today. I'm gonna take this home. I had two here. I ran out of. Yeah. All right. Gotta get that on the charger. Oh. Okay. Take that home. And this is my drum gun. This came with the what's the copper bowl, not this drum, but because I don't have a gong. I don't have a gong yet. Oh, almost done. Then I'm going to show my room of what the accomplishment looks like. When you fix it up. There we go. This is for the, don't worry about this guy. And that goes in here. Let me take that with me. Well, made it fall. Alright, done with that. Sweet. That looks good. Still got one shelf to do, but I gotta go through that. Let me go ahead and do this. And we're gonna, there we go. Show my room after completing. The look, organized. Going. All that's good. Yeah. Table. That. There we go. So I got all that cleaned up. Shelf looking better. I got all my tea area and my electronic area better. And that's the shelf I still have to do and have to clean those. And I'll do that later. Of course, I have the flowers. That. Yes, and I got my rollers and all that organized. And I got my plants and all that. My chair area organized. Computer area. Mats and this right here. I gotta clean that plate too. Alright, so there we go. I'll be taking those out. So, yep, everything looks good. There we go, all done. Pardon me. Thank you for coming and viewing. Great. That is organized and cleaned and looking good. Smelling great in here with the funk. Go. That is beautiful. Still got to clean this up. Put those away. Oh yeah, my oils. Put my books brought in, and yeah, I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Thank you for looking at my clinic grid. Yeah, clinic grid, sure. You can just see it from this. Mirror looks over there. I'll be picking that look up for me. There we go. Thank you guys for watching and skipping through a lot of it. You know, it took me some time. And, an hour and a half is fine. I know. Thank you for looking at my room and seeing how I organized it after ramshackling it. Happens, right? Happens. So yeah, come in and enjoy a session with me. Cleaning, stone, Shiva stone. I use all these where to go. So you guys. Toodaloo. Thank you for coming in. Hi, hello. These are my books. These are all Garage magazines, Data magazine, these are my I use these I'll get it one. And here are my it takes about an hour and a half, 2.5 hours. And those are my those are just my items that I throw those I will never burn. You know, I had those forever. Now I'm just putting them all. So yeah, yeah, and then thank you about. Oh, one last thing. Coming for a sound bath sometime. Sound bath with meditation. And thank you guys for organized my room and made it look pretty again. And I need to get those up. I will. No worries. Have a good day, guys, and subscribe. But all those wonderful things. Please do. And watch my videos. Watch my Qigong, body work, and self-healing. Have a great day, week, and journey of your life. Okay.